Well, the whole thing is that if you are a new LLC business, it's kind of hard to find Net-30 vendors, right? So in today's conversation, what I want to do is I want to demystify the whole thing. So I want to talk to you about Net-30 vendors for new LLC business. 7 proven hacks to build credit fast while spending less than $100. $100, okay? Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flow with a stinging kind of beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Suri Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you ever ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about Net-30 vendors for new LLC business. 7 proven hacks to build credit fast while spending less than $100. We're trying to really spend as little money as possible while building credit. Okay. The first thing is, so I want to talk to you about the steps. Very important. You need to have a step-by-step to get the credit, the business credit you need while spending as little money as possible. Number 1, needs. You want to estimate the needs for your LLC business. Okay, boss, I'm talking to you. So let's say you have a new LLC business. Okay, everything is fine. But if you want to build credit, before you even reach out to a Net-30 vendor, you got to have a clear idea of what your needs are. We're talking about operational needs. What do you need? Talk to me about that. You got to really go through your business operations. In other words, you need to picture the different processes that actually help you make money. Let's say when a customer, when you have to reach out to a vendor, or when a customer places an order, what kind of products and services are you offering? I want you to really dig deep into the whole thing here, so you have a better idea exactly of what kind of needs you have. Okay, it's important. So your needs are basically, remember, your needs evolve, right? Nothing is static. But if you're a new LLC business and you want to clarify the whole needs thing, you need to do an operational map. You need to see things from A to Z to understand exactly how you make money and how you spend money. So different industries have different needs. Whether you are in the retail industry, the service industry, the manufacturing industry, if your new LLC business is in the technology industry, or let's say you have in other industries, it doesn't really matter. The industry doesn't matter, but what matters is that the industry will dictate what kind of needs you have. Okay, so if you want to improve, so it's important for you to understand the needs so you can improve constantly business operations. Okay, you want to measure performance, you want to keep up with the latest trends, you want to streamline processes. So boss, what I'm telling you here is I want you to have a clear idea, and I want you to dig deep, okay, to know exactly what your needs are. Second thing I want you to do is to seek the best vendors for your business. See, the thing is, if you have a clear idea of what your needs are, then seeking the best Net-30 vendors becomes easy, because you can actually match those needs with the vendors that satisfy those needs. See, because it's very important, right? And the thing is that you can actually, so you can actually look around online, you can look locally, you can look nationally, the whole 9 years. Okay, and you want to seek vendors that run the whole gamut, from operational to regulatory to marketing or whatnot. The whole thing is that those vendors must match the needs you have identified in the first step. Very important. So there are a couple of things. What's that? What are the factors that you need to consider? Okay, I'm going to talk about that. So there are several factors that you can consider. Price is number 1. Okay, because you are a new LLC, right? You are trying to really be as considerate about price as much as possible. Now, I'm not asking you to be a stingy ass LLC. No, don't be stingy. But the thing is, you have to think about your pricing because your budget is limited. You're new, okay? So the quality of product or service. This is very important. I mean, besides price, you got to think about the quality of product or service, okay? And please check references. You want to watch videos like this one. You want to read reviews. You want to have let's say, a second opinion, a third opinion. Very important. What? About well, the references. Well, you can check references online by reading reviews on Google. I can hear you. What was the question? The question is, how do you check references? Well, that's what I just said. You can check references online. You can check references locally. You can check references from third parties, let's say the clients of those businesses, okay? So you have a large constellation of ways to check references, okay? You want to look at the ethics and the integrity of the vendor. And a lot of those things you can find about it online through reviews, okay? And make sure that you actually look at existing relationships to see how those vendors actually treat their counterparts, their stakeholders. So you need to choose the vendors that meet those needs, okay? So here are pro tips. The thing is, if you want to spend less than $100 to build business credit, you want to seek vendors that actually your competitors also use. That way, you know that you are actually doing the right thing, because those competitors know something that you may not know, right? Because you're new. You're a new LLC business. And if your competitors have been in business for a while and they use a certain category of Net-30 vendors, chances are those Net-30 vendors know exactly what your new LLC business needs. Now, I want to talk to you about spending. So that's the third category. So grandpa, grandma, uncle, I'm just talking to you. Dad, mom, I'm just talking to you right now. If you have a new LLC business and you're looking for Net-30 vendors and you want to spend as little as possible, you have to have a clear idea of your spending. You want to estimate your spending, okay? And this kind of harks back to the concept of business budget. The funny thing is, a lot of new LLC businesses, they have no clue what we talk about when we mean business budget. Actually, they don't even care to prepare one. See, the thing is, you don't need a PhD in accounting to establish a business budget. You really don't need. This could be something as basic as profits and expenses, okay, or as sophisticated as a proper business budget. I always say this on this show. If you have no knack for producing this kind of reports, you want to outsource the whole thing, okay? And we have today, luckily, thank God, we have a whole constellation of websites and platforms, freelancer platforms, that allow you to actually do everything for very cheap. So you can get a business budget for $10 on Fiverr, on Upwork, on TopTel, $20 max. Okay. So boss, what I'm telling you here is you have no excuse. I don't want to hear no excuse from your procrastinating ass telling me, well, I don't have time. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it 6 months from now. Hey, you do it now. You do it now. Okay. And what makes a good budget? What makes a good budget that allows you to estimate your spending? You want to estimate your revenue. You want to estimate your fixed cost. You want to estimate your variable cost, okay? Your one-off cost, your cash flows, your profits. You got to have a budget calculator, okay? All of those things I'm telling you, you can do this in Excel. And this can be in one page, okay? This is nothing complicated. It just demands thinking, okay? It demands thoughts. Remember that there are different budgets for different types of companies, okay? Different types of new LLC businesses. Whether your business is seasonal, is an e-commerce, does inventory, if you have a custom order new LLC business, okay, if you're a startup or you're a service business, the needs actually vary based on the industry. One thing I want to say for sure is you need to estimate your spending. You need to have a clear idea of how much you need to spend. Let's say how much you need to spend in office supplies, how much you need to spend in, let's say, T-shirt for branding, how much you need to spend for business credit cards and whatnot, whatever. Okay, you got to have a clear idea about what you need to spend. I want to talk to you now about legitimacy. Okay, so legitimacy is for all of you out there that walk around the neighborhood telling everybody that I have a no business LLC. You just kind of like walking around boasting about your business and how you are a CEO, you're the managing director. But really, when you actually dig deeper, you realize that there's nothing legit about your business. You haven't actually taken the steps to actually establish your business. What's up with that? What's up with that? Hey, what's up with that? Why don't you just do things legally? Okay, the whole thing is you just tell everybody that you have an LLC because you have filed the LLC papers with the state, with your state department. Okay, that's the first step, but there's a lot more stuff that goes on behind the closed doors. If you want to establish a legit business, listen, if you want to build business credit, you want to have a Net-30 vendor or 2 or 3 or 4, and you want to spend less and you want to do things gradually but properly. That's the key word here, properly. You need to get legit. I'm talking about choosing a business structure. This is a LLC structure. Okay, you need to get a business address. Okay, you need to register a business name. Hey, do you have that? Okay, you need to sign up for a business tax ID number. That's the EIN we spoke about. EIN is important. EIN is the IRS gives you your EIN. So just go to their website. It takes 5 minutes. Very simple. You don't need nobody to actually razzle dazzle you and actually take your money to say, you know, I'm going to do an EIN. I'm going to file an EIN for you. Hey, don't lose money. Don't lose money. Whatever ka-ching you have, you want to save that for other stuff. Okay, you're gonna need that cash. Believe me, you're gonna need that cash for a lot of stuff. Okay, so you need to have you need to apply for business licenses and permits. This is important. All the licenses and permits that are quintessential in your industry, you want to have those. Okay, you want to open a business bank account. Okay, because that's going to lend credence, that's going to lend credibility to your business. That's going to make it more legit. And that's what I want you to do. Okay, I don't want you to walk around, I'm a CEO of a LLC business, but then you realize you don't even have a business bank account. You don't even have a certificate of good standing from the State Department. Okay, you don't have a registered agent. Come on, that's a joke. If you have a business and you don't have no clue, you have no clue of those things, you are joking. I'm talking to you. You know what? I want you to be pissed. Yeah, I really want you to be pissed. But you know what? Don't get pissed because of what I'm saying. I want you to get better. I want you to be pissed so much that you actually get your ass up and start taking care of those specific things that I just mentioned. Registered agent service. Okay. I'm talking about certificate of good standing, business bank account, business licenses and permits, business insurance. You basically want to get all the things that make your business legit. I want you to really get your ass up and actually say, you know what? This guy is saying something that is true. I'm not comfortable. So I want to fix things, and I want you to fix it now. Now let's talk about first contact. Okay, if your goal is to get Net-30 vendors for new LLC business for less than $100, you got to do the first contact. What is that? You need to make a first connection with the Net-30 vendor. See, the thing is, when you estimate your needs, you sought the best Net-30 vendors. You have estimated your spending. You have made sure that you are legit. You want to reach out to the vendor. Okay. The thing is, when you reach out to a vendor, you always want to reach out to a salesperson at the vendor. Don't reach out to the credit department. No, a salesperson. You know why? Because salesperson wants to make money, right? They want to make sales because their bonuses are linked to how much sales they actually generate, right? So they're willing to make sales. So you want to buy for $50 or $25. Because if you estimate, now the thing is, when I'm saying less than $100, remember though, this number depends on your needs. If you have bigger needs, of course you're going to spend $1,000. Of course you're spending $100. Of course you're spending $500. Of course you're spending $10,000. Hey, your needs determine what you need to spend. Okay, don't you just get hung up on the number that I gave you, like $100. Okay, this is what it is. And if you have needs that go above that, you're like, no, he said $100, and this is what I'm gonna stick to. No, Be smart, boss. Be smart. The $100 is actually a minimum. And that's for new LLC businesses that are trying to save money. Okay, if you're trying to save money, that's one thing you need to do. So reach out to a salesperson, be informed. Okay, and I want you to adopt the straight talk express. Straight talk. Go straight to the point. Ask questions. Okay, give your vendor, give the sales rep time to answer. The thing is, you want to tell the sales rep your needs, your estimated spending, right? You want to set clear expectations, okay? And if the salesperson has questions or issues, whatever, you want to address those issues, okay? And what I'm trying to say here is that do not ask for the impossible. Basically, what you're gonna ask them is, do you actually allow Net-30 accounts? If yes, do you report to the business credit bureaus? Do you report to Dun & Bradstreet? Do you report to Equifax Business? Do you report to Experian Business? Do you report to SBFE? Do you report to LexisNexis? This is the question you need to have, okay? So has to be a conversation that is very simple but straight to the point, okay? And please return calls and emails if they get back to you. Don't ghost anybody. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about Net-30 vendors for new LLC business. How do you build credit fast with less than $100? Okay, and let's talk about the application itself. See, the thing is, you need to apply for the Net-30 accounts, right? Yeah, that's what it is. You need to apply. I mean, so once you have identified the Net-30 vendor that you need to apply. So basically, they'll have a form for you. And on that form, you can actually fill it out online, or they can send you the form via email, or they can send you actually a paper form for you to fill out. It depends on the Net-30 vendor, okay? But you want to put things like your EIN, you want to put your business website, okay? You want to put your certificate of good standing. So you need to attach your certificate of good standing to that application process. If you have a DUNS number, you want to actually a DUNS number, you get it from Dun & Bradstreet. This is important, okay? And on the application, you also want to put your business phone number. So a lot of stuff you have to put in there, okay? It's all about indicating that your business is legit, that your business, even though it's new, it has all the particulars of a legit established business, okay? And so when you apply, please remember to use your business name and information. Okay, you want to be consistent in the way you list your business name, address, phone number. Don't you try to really put a phone number here, put another phone number there, and start trying to confuse the Net-30 vendor. No, put consistent information. And I don't care if you work from home. Listen, everybody got to start somewhere. If you work from home, you have to actually do things professionally, which means what? It means that you show your phone, your home address as a business address. Okay, and then that's okay. Okay, and as you establish a track record of on-time payments, you can ask for a higher credit limits. At the beginning, if they give you a $100 or $300 or $500, don't be pissed. Okay, don't make a federal case out of it. This is not so bad. Okay, this is not a biggie. Take it easy. You're new. You're a new kid on the block. Just take whatever they give you and work with it. Okay, so here is the approach. The approach is you identify the Net-30 vendor. You make sure that the vendor actually satisfies your needs, and you fill out the form. You put all the relevant information, and you ask for the credit limit that matches your needs. Now, the vendor might come and say, you know what, we'll probably give you half of that or 75% of that. That's fine. If you ask me, I'll take $5,000 or $3,000 or $1,000 every day, every single day, because you know what? It's all about movements. Okay. When we talk about business credit for a new LLC business and Net-30 vendors, what we call trade credit, trade lines, you want to have movement in and out, in and out, in and out. It's all about establishing that movements from the get-go, so that little by little they will increase your limits. Next, I want you to monitor. Okay, so we're talking about monitoring, and monitoring is very important because you want to monitor to make sure that the Net-30 vendors that you have chosen report your transactional data to the business credit bureaus, right? To Dun& Bradstreet, to business, to Equifax Business, to an Experian Business. Why? Because it's important to understand that you're not doing all of these things just to buy T-shirts from Granger or buy office supplies for a quilt. You want to build business credit, and that's why you're doing the whole thing. So you need to understand how Net-30 accounts work, Net-30 trade accounts work. Okay, it's important to understand that trade accounts are accounts offered by companies that sell to businesses of all sizes. So if you have a small ass LLC, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, the vendor or supplier essentially becomes the lender by allowing customers to buy now, okay, and pay later. That's the whole thing. Buy now, pay later. Okay, and so Net-30 terms are actually regular in all kinds of industry, not just in the service industry or the kind of industries you might be thinking about, but all kinds. It's all about having a relationship with a Net-30 vendor, okay? And trade credit matters for a new LLC business. Trade credit matters because it helps you improve cash flows, okay? You're able to separate business and personal credit, which you want to do anyway. You want to build a business credit. And the cool thing is there is no personal credit check. That's what we call using EIN only. No personal credit check, no personal guarantee. That's the kind of territory you want to be in. That's where you want to be at. Okay, this is important. And the cool thing is that you want to seek systematically those vendor accounts without personal guarantees, because you're not in business to actually risk your personal assets. You want to preserve those assets. So you want to have a conversation at the business level. Okay, this is important. So you want to monitor this. And how do you monitor that? You're going to have accounts with Dun & Bradstreet. You're going to have an account with Equifax Business. You're going to have an account with Experian Business, and that's money. There are fees. You need to sign up for those accounts so you can monitor what's going on. But you know what? It is important. This is important, especially if you want to play the business credit game seriously, okay? And you need to have where you're at on your paydex. Are you at 80? Are you at 50? Are you at 70? Are you at 90? Where are you? You can't play the game properly. You can't ask for it. Like if you are going to apply for a business loan and you have no idea what your business paydex is, this is not good. Okay, so you want to monitor that. You want to monitor the behaviors and transactional histories that are reported to be the business credit bureaus. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate that. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about Net-30 vendors for a new LLC business. So I gave you a few proven hacks that you can establish right now to make sure that you get your business credit. You can establish business credit for less than $100. Okay, so you need to estimate. You need to know your needs. You need to identify the vendors that satisfy those needs. You need to estimate your spending. You need to get legit. You need to seek the first contact with a Net-30 vendor. You need to apply, and you need to monitor things afterwards to make sure that your transactions are being reported to the business credit bureaus. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate your attention, and I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.